Hello everybody and welcome back to the pYanodons playthrough. Fantastic Mr. Ghost. And you are looking at the Automation Science rebuild. Whoa! Yeah, I was just I'm waiting for something to finish. And I'm looking at my list of things to do and I'm like, you know what? This is really bugging me. So let's rebuild it. We'll flow this in a second. But first, last episode, we got these MK02s up and running. Woo! And the base is fully upgraded now with the AUGs, MK02 everything. And in order to get those MK02s, I needed to get these energy drinks because, you know, they gotta have that energy to, I guess, mate. But before I did the energy drink, I had to get the seed extract here, which requires 4 seeds, including the tree. Yeah, don't forget about the tree seeds. Rena and Grad and what are these things? Guar beans, and then of course the tree seeds. And this, you know, of course, is the experimental build. I'm gonna try to do this for the seed or the farming, where we bring in all the materials and then do a train bus and distribute in a bus form to the seeds. I think and this, I could do plants too. You know, like I said, I like to do these things on site and have it all factored in. But there are some cases where it's like, I just need that one little seed or you know, just a little bit. Well, this is perfect for that, where we just scoop up one little seed or for one little build or whatever. And I like this idea of having like a farming. Later on, we do get automated farms, but man, they are really tricky to set up. They're very expensive. And right next to the energy drink, I put in a Tufra build. It's a real simple one. I copied it from the Coralex build. I got the course faction and everything in here. Literally, it's a copy paste. I redid, obviously, the loading here. So I went right next to the energy drink, so I had a little bit of space here. And now I have Tufras on the line. And since the Coralexes aren't being used right now for anything, I'm going to leave, I'm picking off the Tufras there because it's a build that is just sitting there doing nothing. Might as well use those too. So I'm going to leave that there for a little while. And again, last episode, we've got quality AUG food. And I looked at this, and it's very difficult because I know I needed this for the spin-up of the AUG MK02s. And we're going to need this probably for MK03s and 4s. So it's good to have this. Now, the only recipe that I think I remember seeing that we can use this in production with is the AUG breeding. And that's for the rendering. And right now, my rendering is fine. I'm kicking out so many body parts, I need to actually do like 2 red belts of body parts. So, but the AUG food is fine. You know, we need it on the line. I think it's good to have all the food trainable. And this is the case where, you know, it is. Now, I build the AUG food within the AUG builds. I like doing it that way. So I'm going to leave it that way for those builds. I have 5 of them. And one of those builds that I keep forgetting about is the urea build right here. And look at this. The AUG paddock MK02 with the MK02 AUGs is almost 6 craft speed. That is crazy. Now, I'm really worried about feeding this thing with the native flora and all the other stuff. So I may have to rethink, well, I'm going to have to rebelt this thing. I might have to run multiple flower belts. I might have to rework this whole thing where it's shorter runs, but multiple belts going to, like, you know, areas. So let's say 4 AUG paddocks. I think that's what they're called. Yeah. So AUG paddocks, maybe 2 or 4 of them, and feed it with a flower belt, food, water, moss. And it would have to be full belts of the flowers and maybe a half belt, which is the food and the water barrels. And then we kick out the empties, of course. So I might do, you know, 4 kind of similar to what I did with this seaweed, where I had to actually separate it out and do 4 red belts instead of 2. And that's what I think is going to happen here. But I'm not going to do it until I see how it's operating in production. But now I could use the max rate calculator and figure it out before that happens. So if I remember, I'll do that. Now, I forgot about this. I've been meaning to hook this up. This is the Tufra MK02s. I'm kind of running low on the module MK02s here. So I put this baby in. It's really simple. It kicks out the Tufra MK02 in massive amounts. It uses the Tufra MK02 to make more Tufra MK02s. One of the simplest spin-ups I've ever seen. I love it. And it needs lime, of course. As you can see, that's a lime. I'm using coke and limestone. Otherwise, I'd have to bring shells into the base and make limestone from the shells. I just went with the coke plus limestone recipe. And then it needs biomass and fertilizer. And basically, I limit this inserter here to 1 out. So this case, well, it's 2. Is it 2? Oh, I may have forgotten to do the stack size override. So there's 2 in here and 200 here. I limit this case to, I think it's 4 slots. And so this thing will, and I don't want this case overdriven. This is just a feed through, you know, this is just a feed through. And, oh, and then also, yeah, of course it needs phosphoric acid. That's why I ripped this out. And I had to bring the phosphoric acid and the liquid manure in. And that's why I trained up the liquid manure, because I remember I was spinning these up a while back. And yeah, it's a pretty crazy recipe. Now, this doesn't run, obviously, unless I need them. And usually when I'm building, I'm not doing research because it affects the base in a negative way. Over here by the Coralex build, I finally was able to get all the Coralex MK02s installed. So both the Casein build and this build here, where the Coralexes are, just the animals, are fully upgraded. MK02s, finally. And right here is where I pick off for the Tufra. And you'll notice here, something's missing. Yes, it's the moss build that I had internal. And, you know, I'm remembering now how I built this thing originally, the trees. This is number 2. Tree build number 1. And I remember now, I built the mosses, or the moss internally here because it made sense at the time. And now that this thing is expanded and gotten, you know, enormous, the moss now doesn't hold up. So now I'm training in the moss here. And what I did is I bled out the stone by running the moss. There's 2,200 in here. So I just ran the moss back into this case. I removed the stone here. And I put moss. Well, I didn't put the moss in until I had all the moss in here. I basically looped it in here. So the stone bled out, the moss came in, I took all the stone stuff out, and the moss generators and everything, and I did this on both builds, and I repiped it and everything. It looks so nice now. So I'm very happy with that. That's cool. Speaking of moss, I redid the loading, and I'm very happy about this too. Now, this moss build times 2 is 2 red belts, just a little tad under red belts. So I have 2 full red belts of moss flying out of these things. And now I have super fast loading, 6 mini loaders times 4, baby. Now, the reason I do this is because, you know, we're going to have a build up here. And eventually, you know, trains will come here, then they'll come here. And what I do is I got a priority splitter to this first case here. And chances are this case may get depleted. You know, maybe we're consuming more than a red belt at a time. It's usually hills and valleys, you know, with pYanodons and these overhaul mods. So, yeah, this case may run out here, but so this case will keep up. That means I'll still have 2 loading areas, so I'm not too worried about that. But, you know, it's much more effective, much more cleaner on the eyes, too. So I'm glad I got this done. All right, now we're back here by the small parts build, and I want to flow this thing and see if it works. Now, I have a full case here. When I ripped the 2 automation sciences that I had a lot of extra crap. I also dismantled 2 trains. So I only have 2 trains running this build here. And up here, that's where they are. So it's similar to how I'm running all the other ones now. Hooray! Now, another project I have on the docket is I got to separate the moss from pyscience 2 from the loading here. And what I got to do is bring a train, I think it's going to have to go across here. I might have to move the fluids over and then put a case in the middle here. It's going to be a small case because the moss requirement is insane for pyscience 2. I thought it was chem science that had the moss requirement, but it is not, so that's good. All right, let's go ahead and flow this thing and have some fun here before we start on our project. Today on the docket, I want to get these Vrauks out of the way. and get those upgraded. And then I think it's just, you know, it's going to be full on bee production, you know. All right, as you can see, I'm side loading the small parts there. Now, I put this in Hell Mod and factored it all out. It should work. We'll see. There we go. Small parts, and what do we got here? These are the... Oh, yeah, these guys here. Now, oh, yeah, it's almost a full belt of soil, and it almost a full belt of flowers. And as you can see, I've got the native flora iron, ash, and wood, stone brick, and small parts. All, it's divided up between the 3 cases. It's not ideal the way I have it. I may have to move some products around because of the request amounts that I'm going to have to do. So everything looks like it's working here. Whoa! That's some crazy stuff. Now what? Oh, these are working. And what's wrong? Oh, small parts. There they are. Okay. I might have to do a red belt on the small parts, but we'll see. I'm stuck. Yeah, there they go. Yeah, because it's a yellow belt of small parts, and it's a half yellow belt, so it's 7. I might have to, you know, reevaluate that. It's no big deal. I could put a yellow belt in. So it was kind of fun building this. I built it not having the train loader, and sometimes I do that. What I had was some things were on the bottom, and I think these 2 machines here were on the bottom. And I'm like, oh no, I want to come from the top and load, you know, flow downward, right? Top, bottom. And so I had to move the, it was easy to fix, but I had to move this small parts belt. Yeah, it looks like it's working now, but you know, it's catching up now. That's fast. That's pretty good. Now, I took the max rate calculator and drug it over both builds, and I had basically the 2 builds together. It was 3.2 a second on that. So here it is right here, 192 a minute automation science. So here it all is. The native flora, as you can see, is almost, yeah, it's basically a red belt. 0.02 on the planters boxes, and just 0.2 on the small parts. The ash is over a half yellow belt, or red belt. So that means it's over a yellow belt. So that's why I went red on that one. Soil is getting really close to a red belt there. And it's a tiny amount for these planters boxes, but that's a short run anyway. Stone brick, 0.65, red belt, a third of a red belt on the wood, and 0.17 on the iron. So you can see it's, yeah, for these planters boxes, the empty ones, stone brick is the big one. Wood is next, and then the iron plate is last. So, yeah. I'm really happy I got this done. There's 2 little side projects that I have to do here. I don't need it right now. I have to cut in an LTN stop, I think. I'm not sure where yet, but I have to pick up automation science for the biohub. And then I was making planters boxes. See, stops right here. This is a reminder. I was scooping up the planters boxes here and bringing them up to the bio hub and also the machine hub, I guess you could call it, the actual hub, because I didn't want to make them on site. It's kind of a pain. You need, but I could probably make those on site now, you know, instead of dealing with this crap. All right, let's go over to the next project. All right, a while back, a couple episodes ago, I told you about the Vrauks MK02 spin-up that I installed back over here because I was running out of Vrauks MK02s. I have absolutely 0 Vrauks MK02 cocoons. Well, it turns out the Vrauks MK03 process requires the cocoon. I thought it was the Vrauks. Nope. That makes sense. So what I did here, I've got 295 Vrauks MK02s. What happens with this process is the cocoon here, you have a 99% chance to get your 2 back that you use for breeding. You know, very rare you're going to lose those. And I started in this case with 302 or 1. I've only lost 6 actual Vrauks. And I have 2,900 of these. We need 50 MK02 cocoons for 1 shot at an MK03 Vrauks. So I'm just letting this sucker run. And you know what? This can run forever. you know, until we get those MK02s. And I think I need, or 3s. I think I need 2 MK03s to spin up the Vrauk process like I am here. So, you know, we'll keep going. I have no problem with running this thing over and over and over again because, like I said, by the time we get the hit, I might get lucky and I might get it on the first 2 hits. I don't know. That's rare, though. But you got to plan for it, right? So this process here, it takes the Vrauk, it takes the cocoons, and it kicks out, it takes the cocoons and a Vrauk, and you have a chance to kick out an additional Vrauk. So you're always going to get your original one back, and this is what I left running, and I screwed up. I should have had it the other way, but I didn't know until I looked at the recipe, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's switch it over. So this is the Vrauk breeding, which I did. You need this for modules, but I need this. It's the opposite for the MK03s, I guess you could say. And this is where you lose the Vrauk again. So I'm going to put an MK03 breeder here, but we got to get the quality Vrauk food up and running. So let's go up there and check that out. So I think we'll build that. I always like to say I can get more done in one episode, but I think this one, let's just focus on the Vrauks and call it a day. And then it'll be bees all day. All right, let's go up by the Vrauks really quick here. And this one shouldn't be too tough because we have everything we need. And I think I'll set up, we've got the flowers, the grod. That's not on the network, but the grod and the flowers aren't tough to make. Agar, seaweed, and steam, no problem. Tree seeds, no problem. That's just wood. And starch. We got everything. Wow, look at this. We got it not only, can you believe this? Fiberboard on top of fiberboard. So we have everything here. Let's work on this. Do I need the 2 for? Do I need, oh, 2 for seeds. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can do that. 2 for seeds. So everything is here. Let's work on this sucker. Yeah, let's get. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let's take a look at this thing. So here, good alien sample. Oh my God, this is gonna be a beast. The cocoon. Okay, yeah. All right, the cocoon plus a Vrauk. We get the % chance to get a second. That's your spin up here. That's where you get your, collection. This one here, the cocoon conversion. Oh, wait. Let's say, yeah. I'm jumping. Let's not jump ahead. Let's look at this first. Okay, so we've got the Vrauk food regular. I got that. So we got 2 Vrauks. We have a chance to return on the 2. And this is our egg build, or our cocoon buildup. So these 2 are going to be just like the one down below, except the focus is going to be on Vrauks for the modules. Then we build that up. And I'm assuming the MK04, when we get to it, is going to be the other way. Now we need the cocoons from this process to spin those up. Here is the % chance one. Oh, and look, it kicks out frickin' MK02 Vrauks. 10% chance. 1 to 50. Oh, I remember that now. When I spun up the MK01s to 2s, we're trying to get the first 1 or 2. I remember I had a ton of these MK02 ones. So here we see 50. Oh my God. 50 of the cocoons. And it's a 0.4% chance. And remember the fish, MK03s, that took forever. So I'm glad I'm letting that run right now. And I have plenty of Vrauks, but the problem is the cocoons. So I may have to expand the MK02 cocoon process so that I'm getting those cranking out. Because the Vrauks will get, you get some loss a little bit. The more paddocks, or what are these things called? The more paddocks we have, the more potential loss you have. So I'm going to keep that, Vrauk creator open. We're going to prioritize the eggs to go to that. But the rest of our cocoons, the rest will go to the MK03 process. But feeding it, that's another story. Feeding it with the food and all the other stuff. Yeah, because look, the good alien sample, the quality food. So yeah, the limiting factors are going to be the good alien sample and the food. So let's get cracking on the food. All right, folks. I got a little feisty. I got a quality og food build already done. These things are, oh my gosh. So I am even more now convinced I need to do a farming block or 2 or 5 where I'm generating the seeds only and the plants only, and I'm training these darn things around because, you know, building this over and over again is monotonous, and it's going to be a thing, you know, with these animals, right? Now, I have this all done. It's nothing different than what we've done before. I have the seeds and stuff all ready to go here. So let me go through this. Let's flow this stuff here. So that's for the grod seeds here. And I have, look at this. I had an uncapped toothbrush seed build in the darn bio hub. Whoops. So I'm going to use it here. That's why it's okay to, if you overproduce, it's okay. So we'll spin those up. And then I got some grod seeds here. And I'll pop them in here. I love this grod. It looks so cool. I only got 3 there. And then, oh, I did the soil and limestone here. And I like this strategy where I'm popping out the backside of a, you know, a machine. So I need limestone soil for the grod, and then the only soil for the tufras here. So I like the, you know, it's fun to do stuff like this. So this is a copy paste of the one that I did for the seed extract, you know. Okay, now for the tufras here, I think I'm just going to pop them in here. Oh, and I got to see what side this is going to be on, and then hopefully I can side load it. It looks like it's going to be, see, this is on the interior, so it looks like it's going to be on the exterior. That might be a good thing, so I might be able to just join this belt right up to that, you know. But I'm pulling it back because I want to do the underground. Okay, that's, it doesn't matter what side this is on. It matters what side this is on here. Okay. So this will get the relays going. Everything is here. Good. You know, these are obviously working. Good. Got the ash and all that good stuff. Oh, yeah, and then the manure bacteria. This is another thing that I was thinking about. You know, having the, I think it's just manure bacteria that we have to bring in for the tufras. There might be another plant out there that needs the manure bacteria, but you know, it's one less. Now I got all this manure bacteria being delivered everywhere, you know. So it's good to have just one spot. Boom. In fact, you know, it'd be nice to do an aug build to manure bacteria or so, whatever animal. And then you do the manure bacteria on site for the farming. Done, you know. So these are things you kind of think about as you start seeing repetitiveness and redundancies. You know, eliminate the redundancies, pull it all together in one spot. The problem is you got to feed the darn thing. So then you're like, okay, now I got to feed this. So maybe I have to do builds to builds for the build, you know. And it gets kind of crazy. So I got the iron plate going right to the, you know, faction here. Of course, faction. Got the tufras going. Throw some in there. Okay. All right, I got the agar here, steam, and I need steam for the agar and the Vrauk food here. I got the fish oil, so let's get this going. There's our fish oil. Setting up the last ingredient here. Starch. There we go. I have this set to 3 trains. I think I'll set it to 5. And then, yeah, what I like about the seeds is that it's wood to seeds, and the wood just so happens to be the fuel, too. So that's why I use these things. And, you know, we don't have to worry about a monstrous... Well, I use an MK01 if these weren't available. So that's kind of nice. Oh, I forgot seaweed. I got to get that. So I don't know if there's going to be enough agar to run this. And what I'm trying to do is just get something going here so I can get the MK03 Vrauks running. I may expand the agar if it's not enough for this thing, because this is slow. So, and also, I'm going to look, just like the augs, I got to look and see, I got to look at the recipes and stuff. I only have 2 Vrauk builds. One's for cocoons and one is for the Vrauks. And the Vrauks are only used for the bees to do the maggot thing, you know. So it's not like I need a lot of Vrauk food quality. But by just adding the Vrauk quality Vrauk food to the recipe, it's going to probably double the output, which is kind of nice. So I'll look into that, and, you know, here's my list. Ah, look at that. There we go. Oops. There we go. So we got the, oh, let me get rid of some seeds here. I screwed up. I need grod, not grod seeds. Well, there we go. So I had to fix, I did a quick fix in a belt. Okay, I got this case here. Here we go. Yeah, let's go ahead and flow that. So I just had to switch these two belts. I did an underground here. The seeds are going up now only. And, oh, I got to do a priority on that. There we go. And grad seeds can go in here, here. There we go. Very good. All right, it's working. Cool. All right, let's go down to the Vrauks and get that set up. All right, folks. I'm over here by the Vrauk breeding program. There's the good alien samples. I set up the Commodator for the, LTN Commodator here. And I got the, let's see what else we got here. I love this that they got the distance on here. Man, this is coming from a long way. Whoa. Look at that. This is going to be a challenge going forward here. These long distances that I'm having to travel. And I don't, it's almost like I should have, for the builds that you see you need a lot of, well, having the creatures in one spot, and then like bedding and the food and stuff in one spot, you know, it's going to take a lot to move a build, you know. I've done it. This base got reworked earlier, well, last year. So, for example, having all my AUG stuff and, you know, all this other crap. Right now, I'm just picking blocks that are open, you know. But, you know, I'd have to go up, you know, build another base up here, basically, and move everything. So, but it is what it is. It's fun to do this stuff. Don't get me wrong. But, yeah, I'm thinking that for travel time, you have to figure out, well, what builds are near what's necessary to be closer, you know. There we go. We got it. Oh, and then I get the Vrauk MK02s out of this and the MK03s. So, this is a percent chancer here. You know what I'm going to do? Oh, this is going to run. Oh, look at this. That's a lot of freaking eggs, man. Or whatever. Cocoons. That is a lot. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a little bump out over here. And then that way, oh, it's, I hate that. All right, I set up my speaker here, the annoying speaker, to annoy me. And if it's greater than 1, meaning 2 or more, then, you know, hit me with an alarm. And then I can come over here and grab, wow. Oh, yeah, so this one's weird. 10% chance to get 1 to 50. Now, it makes sense because there's 50 cocoons. So yeah, this is a pretty big spin up here of Vrauks of MK02s. And I don't need all these. Look at it. Oh, I'm at 289 now. It dropped a little bit since this egg thing started. All right, let's let this sucker run, and hopefully this won't take too long. But I don't really mind because the cocoons could stand to get knocked out in the Vrauk MK02s. But I'm generating so many more now. Oh boy. All right, let's get out of here. I don't want to look at this thing anymore. Well, folks, I did it. I got him too. Oh my gosh. And it didn't take very long. I scaled up a little bit. It helped, but yeah, it turns out the limiting factor, you know, is the cocoons. This, you know, 50 is a lot, especially when you're only generating 4 to 7 at a time. Boop, boop, boop. So I'm going to let this run out. These belts, I'm going to let them clear out here. So, oh my god, I can't believe I did it. The fish were by far the worst, man. And then the Coralexes were bad too. Not as bad as some others, though. Here's my train. I had to move my train out of the way because trains are coming in here and I'm blocking them out. Hey, look at this. I added another unloader. So I got the big items, medium items, and then the onesies here. Like, you know, 100 and... So 175. And that's what this is going to be. I already set it up here. I need the Vrauk food. Alright, there we go. I got the Vrauk food. And I've got the quality in here now. So what's going to happen here is... We hope to hit... Well, we hope to get our Vrauks back. Well, we got 4 to 7 cocoons, but we only need, get this, 1. I didn't realize that. We only need 1, and then we need 1 Vrauk. And then we have the 95% chance to get 2. That's the spin-up one here. And get, I didn't realize a sea sponge. Oh my god, sea sponge. That's crazy. There we go. Now we got 2 and 2. Now I got 3 here, 2 and 2. So that's 7. Oh, I hit on 7. Yeah, 3, 2, 2. Okay, now I have to export the Vrauk as well, and I wonder if I should do... Yeah, because the buildup has to be... So I'm limiting the cocoons to get Vrauks in this case. When the MK04s come up someday, maybe 20 years from now, it needs to flip. We need the cocoons to make the 4s. At least I haven't checked it, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing. So what I got to do, because this is going to start exporting like crazy, I have to set this up for the Vrauk. So I think I need about 320 around there. So I think they stack to 50. So that's 100, 200, 350. Wow, I didn't realize I had so many of these paddocks things. Why don't I have... Wait. Oh, this thing. Oh, this was my Vrauk pass-through here. Wait a minute now. Okay, I'll work on this, because now I got a problem here. Because this is the Vrauk down here. Yeah. Oh, you know what I got to do? I got to have a case, a pitch-out case, and collect them in here like I am... yeah, down here where the other Vrauks are. Oh, I don't even know where it is. Oh, wait, hold on. Shift F. There we go. Okay, over here, I've got the kick out. Wait, this is a better one. This is the pass through. Oh, no, this is the kick out. And then it's a combine, and then it's a distribution from there. That's what I got to do right here. So I think I'm going to copy this right here. And then I'll have that over here. Yeah, this is the one right here. I'll put it here for now. And this one should do it. So I'm going to pull this crap out of here. Again, because it jammed up on me. And let's copy this over here. Okay, good. It's powered now. All right. Okay, I'll fix this up, and I'll see you in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed this one. Vrauk MK03s, spin them up, and upgrade, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.